Hi friends, welcome to my channel Tech and Art. Hope you guys doing well. Whoever new on my channel, please do subscribe. Let's start today's session. So my friends, today's session is all about SQL Server deadlock. In the last session, I have covered a small bit of ideas about the locking, blocking and deadlock. In this session, I will cover the completely on a deadlock only. So as I said in a last session also, so what is deadlock? So basically deadlock normally occurs when two or more tasks permanently blocked by each other. If you focus on this table, I have covered already in my last session. I am explaining again. So here a table A and table B, and we have a process A and process B. So process A was accessing on table A and process B on table B. At the same time, vice versa, process A trying to access table B and process B trying to access A. So here one cycle is creating, right? So this is a deadlock situation. For deadlock prevention, you should avoid the cycle here, right? I have already explained. So this is the situation which causes deadlock. So here the process A and process B blocked by itself, right? So if you come down, so normally when a deadlock occurs, you will not get any logs in SQL Server, error logs, or as well as the Windows event logs. It will not write any logs. Application user will get the error like this. If you focus on this error message, they will get the error for the deadlock, and they will reach out to you if deadlock will be on a longer time. Deadlock can happen, it's a normal phenomena, it can happen, but if deadlock is occurring again and again, and or it's consuming a lot of time, it persists for a longer time, then definitely you should look, right? So what I'm trying to say here, you will not get any kind of error logs. Then how we can identify? The question is how we can identify the deadlock cause and analysis. So we have a two approach. Either you can enable the deadlock trace, or you can use the the profiler, right? So we have two approach here, right? So I will explain, and I would suggest please watch the complete video, because I will tell the best the tracing method about the deadlock at the end of the video, right? So firstly I will cover the writing a log in a error log. So we have a trace 1204 and 1222. So what is the difference now here? Normally everyone is saying 1222, right? So if you focus here, 1222 returns a deadlock information is an XML format, right? You can it will save the data on XML format. And 1204, this provides the information about the node involved in the deadlock. You can enable these two. Either you can set the startup parameter on SQL Server instance, or you can use these two tsql command to enable these trace one by one, or all together you can use it. If you focus on the output of these two, so 1222, as I said, it will give the XML format like this, and if you focus on 1204 output, it will give the output like below, right? But my concern is, if you are enabling the trace, the particular business hour is also not a good habit, because it may be impact on your database performance, right? And that is not sufficient to do the analysis for tracing the deadlock cause and all. So normally the profiler, if you come here, profiler is a good approach to trace the deadlock, right? So now the question is how the profiler is working. I have already covered one session about complete profiler end to end, what can be done through the profiler and what are the benefits to using these tools profiler, right? I will focus here only for the deadlock with the help of profiler. So if you see what deadlock, what profiler will cover here. So profiler works without the trace flags being turned on. No need to enable the trace flag. And there are 3 events can be captured for deadlock query. 3 events it will capture which will help to do the analysis for deadlock tracing. Each of these events in a log event class, right? So what are these 3? So below are these 3: deadlock graph, deadlock, log deadlock and log deadlock chain, right? So deadlock graph, basically it will give you the beautiful XML graph analysis about particular deadlock cause, right? And the log deadlock indicates, that 2 concurrent transactions have deadlock each by trying to obtain the incompatible locks on a resource that the other transaction owns, right? The deadlock chain, it produces for each of these events leading up to the deadlock, okay? Now we come and we'll see the event outputs. If you using the profiler based on these filters, as I said, you can use these filters while creating the deadlock trace on a profiler. It will capture, here it's mentioned in the below image, I have only captured 3 events mentioned above. If you look at this figure, only 3 events we have captured in a profiler. So while creating a deadlock trace on a profiler, you need to more focus on a filtered event filter. I have already covered how to create a profiler trace for deadlock, high CPU, memory, the query tuning in my previous session. If you want, you go and watch my complete video end to end about profiler. If you focus here the deadlock output graph, you can see the deadlock output graph. Here what graph is showing below is the deadlock graph, which is the output of the deadlock graph event. We can see on the left side server process ID 62 was selected as the deadlock victim. So normally this graph, if you come here and focus this graph, here the left side the victim process ID will give you. In this session, in my scenario, the process ID 62 was a victim. So this XML graph will give you the beautiful analysis. Based on the process ID, you can pull the query details and all. You can talk with your if it is any jobs, any kind of application deployment jobs or whatever, you can talk with your client or application owner. You can reschedule a jobs or you can discuss with him to avoiding this deadlock situation. Deadlock is not coming directly. It's the scenario is creating the deadlock. What I said, the 2 process was trying to access at the same times, definitely deadlock will create. Again, it depends. it may be a couple of minutes, or in sometimes it's exceeding for an hour also, right? So we should avoid the deadlock based on the couple of analysis. So because of that we are using the profiler and all, right? So this XML format you can save it. We have option to save the XML file also. Locally you can save it for your future analysis. Suppose 10:30 p.m. night you are getting a deadlock high alert every day maybe. So suppose you enable the profiler trace for the during that period and you saved it, and later you can use these graph analysis and all to further analysis to resolve the deadlock query, right? So in this session I was trying to tell you the best approach to resolve the deadlock is a profiler. What I said at the starting point of session, we have two approaches to enable the deadlock trace, and we can use the profiler. But trace is not a good approach to enable the trace. It may be cause your database performance or impact, and also you are not getting the complete details in SQL Server error log while enabling the trace. But if you are using the profiler, you will get the all those details to analyze the better way, and you can save it the graph also. XML file you can save it in your locally to further analysis. So this is all about for deadlock in today's session. I was trying to tell you what is the deadlock, why it's creating, what are the approach to do the analysis, right? It's not like you can execute some query and deadlock will resolve. If it is coming the deadlock, it's a phenomenon. So you have to analyze, do the analysis, check with the application owners if any job is creating the deadlock or whatever, and you have to do according to based on the analysis further. So this is all about, guys, for the deadlock session. In a next video I will come with another topic. Till then, bye bye and thanks for watching. And yes, please do subscribe my channel, whoever not subscribed yet, whoever new on my channel. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.